with anything, like you have to do your research.
Yeah.
Well, people always say do your research and then
Mm.
from there you know what to do. But research is not enough. So you have to keep trying and then you fail and then you kind of find the
trial and
path of
error.
what to do. Yeah. So with me, I tried so many different businesses until I found something that was working.
Uh-huh.
And then I stuck with that and then put all the attention on that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
9K5.
9K5 Studio.
Welcome to 9K5 Studio. I'm Amos, Mr. Amos, sir. On today's topic, we're discussing business during COVID-19. COVID-19 has come at a time where many of us, we have not expected such a time in our lives where we would be under lockdown. We can do a lot of movement, we can see family, and so on. And in that regard, there are those who are in business, and this has been a detrimental time for them to figure out new ways to maneuver, to design new system, to communicate with their customers, to sell. And some are lucky they're doing it so well. Some, unfortunately, they're struggling. And today we are with a guest in studio. He doesn't need an introduction. He's been doing his thing for quite a while. And I've met him once or twice or so. We worked. I worked with him through a friend. And Mr. Evans,
Yeah.
please introduce yourself to our audience.
For me, I describe myself as an entrepreneur. My name is Evan Zemba. I wouldn't say fashion entrepreneur. Right now, I'm in fashion, but overall, I call myself a general entrepreneur.
Yeah.
I just feel like that's where my journey is right now, like in the fashion stage.
Yes.
I never really started with the intention to be in fashion, but
Yeah.
I just generalize it as Evans the entrepreneur.
Great. And you started in 2015, eh?
2015 is when I started the fashion side of things.
Okay,
So that's what you guys saw.
Yeah.
So 2015, it was like the menswear. I think when I met you, like even beforehand, you knew the previous week, right?
Yeah.
The lady stuff. We used to do a lot of different stuff.
Yeah.
So 2015 is when I decided to kind of develop, turn it into something that's more. Just pick a range and then do it. Before it was very custom. So 2015 when I decided all that, that's when a lot of people started looking at it for what it is.
Yeah. By the way, I'm disappointed you didn't bring some merch with you. Like,
hey man,
I'm representing you today. So for those who don't know, this is his merch walk-in closet.
Yeah.
But no, it's really great to see your progress, how you've come so far, and how you've built through the struggles you've went through, so much which we don't know, and so on. I would have liked to ask you, how did you get your business started, and in terms of like funding, getting the permits, getting and so on, all those legal documents you'd have to do. How did you go through that?
I just did it. Just to cut it short, I just did it. So with anything, like you have to do your research.
Yeah.
Well, people always say do your research and then from there you know what to do. But research is not enough. So you have to keep trying and then you fail and then you kind of find the path of what to do. Yeah. So with me, I tried so many different businesses until I found something that was working. And then I stuck with that and then put all the attention on that. Yeah.
Oh, all right. There's a quote I saw on your Facebook page.
Yeah.
It's written, "Hustle in silence and let your success do its talking."
Hey, you're following the page.
Very much so. Very much.
Yeah.
Is there any sort of like motive where does it really come from?
I feel like all the hard work is done in the background, right?
Yeah.
And like the results of what you guys see, it kind of speaks for itself.
Yes.
So before, what I would do is I would announce a lot of like moves that I'm going to do, and I would like procrastinate certain things. So I'd create false hype, and I noticed the more I spoke about something, the less I acted. But the more I did without speaking, like the results spoke for themselves.
Okay.
So I think I would say that's where that came about.
During this time of COVID-19, that everybody's struggling with, and I think we stopped complaining about it so far now. Have you found ways to adapt to the rules and make your business really work?
Well, just to describe like the business model, what I have in my business is, when I started out, I just had the clothing brand, and that's what supported me. So I would sell that, and then that's what funded everything else. So I invested in machinery to manufacture my own stuff. Then I invested in machinery for branding as well. So with that, those became their own businesses. So I'd offer manufacturing services for like other smaller clothing brands. Then I also offer printing for like corporate stuff or like other clothing brands. So that's what helped the most during COVID. So after investing in those two things, a lot of brands or a lot of people in general wanted to make money. So a lot of people wanted to create products that they can sell. So during COVID, I was also uncertain. I didn't know what was going to happen. I thought people won't buy clothes. It didn't seem that essential at the time. But I found that like shops were closed, man. People couldn't buy clothes. And like I had clothes. So people bought everything until it finished. And then people wanted like
more
clothes. And then they wanted their own brands, because now everyone is venturing into like their own entrepreneur like journeys. So there's a lot of business that came through to a point where I couldn't even manage some of it. So just creating something that can create basically helped me out.
Great. Is everything in house when you producing your clothing, or is it a connection with other companies, like maybe?
Well, everything is in house, but also what I learned during COVID is that I can't do everything myself. So what I'll do is I'll make like the samples of the first few pieces, and then I can send them out to like other companies that can like produce larger quantities. But the aim is to do everything in-house, so I can control the time, the quality, and all that.
All right. Look, I think that's a great valuable thing to have, that everything is in-house, and obviously, as you mentioned, that you can control the quality and so on. Is it possible for one to collaborate with you in a way that they can have their own design on your merch? But just
so our clothing brand Walking Closet has this like, it's the idea behind Walking Closet is that everyone is the only one. So whenever you wear a design, you feel as if you're the only one that has it, because it fits you and you look different in it. So they have an option of customizing the sleeve length, the length of the shirt. So essentially the whole product looks different, and then they can add their own customized prints. But to just a limited extent, because at the end of the day, it must still look like my brand.
Yes, like Walking Closet. Yes. This time has brought a lot of uncertainty about whether we're gonna come out of this pandemic alive or not. And from your side of things, and for those who also want to probably start, has this situation affected you mentally? And how has it affected you mentally and physically, by the way?
Mentally, man, it just taught me to, well, you can't really prepare for what you don't know.
True.
But you can train yourself to be ready for the unexpected. For example, like something like having savings. I mean, you always hear about it. There's numerous things. You've heard it from like birth or whatever. People always talking about savings, but it's not something that we really practice. And that's something I really learned. And then just having like a system in life on how you run things. Just to give you like an example, like for me, doing business, I got so much business during lockdown, but even when I hired someone to assist me, people wouldn't want to speak to that person. They'd only want to speak to me. So I didn't develop a strong enough system where people trust the business. But that the business can run even if I'm not there. They trusted me, and it was all based on me.
And those are the things that you're learning as
that I learned.
Yeah.
So those are kind of the challenges where I didn't know like what to do.
Yeah.
But I had to kind of solve that. I wouldn't really say emotionally it helped me well because business was going well. So I wasn't really down on that. Physically, health. Yeah, exercise was important. Like during lockdown, I realized that like the way I eat wasn't as healthy. And then as a result of that, I had a problem with my appendix.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so I had to get my appendix removed.
Yeah.
And then I was reading up because I wanted to know like what causes that. I hear people get it, like a lot of people get it once in a while, or once a time in their lifetime.
Yeah.
But I didn't really understand. So it had to do with like the way you consume food and like what you consume. So I don't know, like the appendix is like a little filter or something at the end of an intestine.
Yeah.
And it basically filters your food. So if you don't chew properly, the food kind of builds up there. So during lockdown, I was eating like a lot of anything or whatever.
Everything,
yeah. So as a result of that, like, I had a whole operation during like peak Corona. And then I learned my lesson that exercise, what you consume, all that is very important. Even just drinking water.
Yeah. Now I also struggled a little bit in my first year. With the pressure of work and trying to adapt to the new lifestyle of being on campus and varsity as a whole. I wasn't eating quite well. I was just like jumping meals and eat a little bit here and sacrifices and in a way I end up like putting my health in a crisis. And I end up seeing the doctors and like, you need to eat like this, and a lot of it also was a bit of like not having that money sometime, to buy that quality food and so on. But unfortunately, some stuff that we kind of go through.
Yeah, you need to go through it to just learn.
With all that is happening now and so on, what's the focus that's like keeping your business alive now?
There's a lot of focus on producing for other people. But I noticed that with me doing that, it doesn't really build my brand and like what I do. So I just decided to invest in myself and just focus on my brand. So just developing like a better website than what I had, and just implementing better systems for business so they can function without like me there. So if anything ever happens to me, like my company can keep going.
Right. Yeah. There's one thing I liked that you do quite differently now. Yeah. Is the new photographs you take, so like they've got motion to it. I think that's quite cool, man.
Yeah, it's something that we tried out when I actually got a proposal from one of the companies in the workspace that we're in. And it was a collaboration. They called Zion Collective. Okay. They're pretty good at what they do. Like you saw with those graphics. I really didn't know what to expect. With the proposal and what they said they wanted to do, I don't know what would come out of it, but once I saw what came out of it, I think it's something that I want to keep using going forward, man.
I think you should stick to it. It's really, actually, I thought of stealing it myself as well. I'm like, man, I gotta try this out.
Shoot.
It looks good. Have you had any troubles of getting information, updates, and I'm guessing this is like to deal with your business, obviously. And how did you get
like general business information? For me, okay, the biggest struggle that I had before, like when I was a student, I would say like internet, man. Otherwise all the information is there and no one really like throws information on you. You have to go out there and then search for the information yourself. But everything is out there. You just have to like go out and get it. So the only struggle I had, I would say, is internet. It really limited the type of information I'd have. I'd only have access to internet when I was on campus. Otherwise, buying airtime and stuff before was like a huge struggle. So that's pretty much the only information I had. But internet is powerful, man. So once you have that at your fingertips, you can get any. I mean, I learned everything I do via internet. I never like went to fashion school or business.
Yes. And with the current times, is your business more online, or just like operating both online and factory?
Oh, it's more online, man. I mean, we do sell a product, and people know where we are.
Yeah.
So a lot of people do come there. So I don't allow people to come in for measurements and all that.
Yeah.
So what we do is use our workspace as a space just for collections.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then people would place the orders online.
Yes.
So it's either via email
Yeah.
or now trying to develop the website better so they can place orders on the website.
Mm-hmm.
But people are more accepting to doing stuff online as before, like during lockdown, when people saw it as I don't trust this. But developing those systems is what I really want. If everything could be done online, I mean, it would be perfect.
The reason why I'm mentioning online, because I read something that I think there was this morning. It is like there's a company in China that, well, tourism now, looking at it in South Africa, it's quite tough.
Yeah,
because we can't, produce money and so on. There's no traveling going on. And there's a company in China that has produced an online virtual traveling airline. So you jump into this cubicle, and then through the windows, they'll project when you fly in the clouds and everything, and as if you're landing. For example, if you're landing into Paris,
it's like a virtual holiday.
Like literally virtual holiday. They serve you food. They serve you, everything on a plane. So it's kind of like that thing where I was like, whoa.
Sure.
Online, like this technology has taken, a different step,
Yeah,
and
that's the first.
And I think with what we are heading into in terms of coronavirus, I think we're going to see some insane designs and insane ideas that we've never thought of.
Yeah.
Because I think obviously now we are also like cluttered together and we are stuck in one place and we are forced to come up with new ideas all the time. I just wanted to know, in terms of if you could give a bit of advice as well. How are you dealing with taking care of your lifestyle? And trying to manage the business at the same time?
I would say just planning, man.
Yeah.
I think before I never used to really write or plan in as much detail as I do now. During the whole lockdown, I wrote down a lot of things that I wanted to do and how I would do them. So just planning and having everything set. Like in steps, it just helps you maneuver better. Okay. So I'd say just planning, man. Planning
having
is
a schedule
important.
And so on. I think that really helps a lot, because then you don't find yourself, running in circles. In one thing, and it's really having a calendar. Having a calendar to really guide your day out. Oh yeah, one thing I noticed. Are you hiring?
I was hiring.
Yeah.
Actually, we still are. We've got, like I mentioned before, we've got a lot of work. And we do a lot of manufacturing. So I don't want to turn down any work, because it's all linked to what we actually do. Yeah. So I want to get my whole aim, or something that I had during lockdown, is that I want to create as much employment as I can.
Okay. Lovely.
So just trying to do that, man. So if people can work from home, or a few people can come in, as long as the quality is kept at the same standard, then.
Are you looking for specific people? Is it?
I don't think it's anything anyone in the room can do, man. It seems like someone that can sew.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So we're looking for more seamstresses.
Yeah.
Just unless you can sew, man.
Not a chance.
Yeah.
I'll do the behind the scenes, but
and that's one thing I noticed, man. It's actually sad, because a lot of people are looking for work now.
Oh.
So I put the job title as seamstresses wanted.
Okay.
And I get so many different people applying. I'll get people applying for like cleaning positions.
Yes.
I'll get people applying for to be a mechanic. And I'm like, hey guys, it's just sewing.
I can imagine that could be interesting. Sure. I want also. I think one key thing we would like to know how what's the key, like your relationship with manufacturers that you work with. How key is that relationship? You know, is the like knowing them and then knowing you as well, like what you want, and how important is that?
It's very important, man.
Yeah.
A manufacturer is like your, how do I put it? I'm trying to compare it to like a part of your body.
Yeah.
Like you need that, so you basically can't get the product to sell without them.
Yeah.
So they are like my most valued. How do I put it? My most valuable stop in the whole business process.
Yes. Yeah.
So what I needed to find is people that are like in line with what I do, because there are a lot of manufacturers, but there's not a lot of manufacturers that are into like the type of fashion I do. So you get people that make like uniform or like corporate wear or these medical suits, but you don't really get people in the fashion side. So what I do is I need to get my designs and my knowledge into them.
Yeah.
So it's very important that the connection that I have with the manufacturing side of things is
key
clear.
And clear and so on.
Yeah.
We're gonna end our conversation or this podcast with this. Do you have any advice for people trying to get into business, you know, in this COVID-19 pandemic environment that we live in now?
Yeah, for me, the only advice that I have for anyone that's just trying to get in business in general is to just do it. I think we spend a lot of time trying to analyze if it'll work or if it won't, or what mistakes may come about. But you never really find out the real information unless you try. And the more you fail, the more you find out what to do next.
So, yes.
So I just advise people to take business on more and just try and start the opportunity, that whatever idea that you have. If it doesn't work out, then it will just lead you in the right direction.
True.
So just everyone must just do it. Like don't overthink it, don't procrastinate. Just do it, and then you'll find what to do as you go.
Very well said.
Yeah.
Very well said. I've got nothing to add on to that. You said it so well. Guys, we've come to the end of our NK5 podcast. Thank you so much for coming through, sir.
No, pleasure.
Really appreciate it. Best of luck with everything that you do. We hope to see you again in our studio. Hopefully we have a different agenda, that maybe you're dropping a new merch or something.
There's actually some new stuff that's out right now.
All right.
So I'm working on the website, and that should be ready soon.
Okay.
Very soon,
Any taglines that you can tell people that they must watch out for? Is it going to be on Instagram and everything?
It's on Instagram, so I'm trying to link all my profiles together, so they can access my products from Instagram, purchase it on the website, Facebook, purchase it on the website as well. So everything will just be interlinked, as well as the WhatsApp line as well.
Okay.
So just making everything simpler and smoother for people, so they can get all the information online and make the purchase, and even get the delivery to their workspace at a cheaper price than what's out there in the market as well. So,
Thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
This is NK5 Studio. The one and only Mr. Amos, sir. We out. Thank you.